All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you fucks laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, all that shit, dog. You sweating, getting wet, and all that.
We rolling. All right. Welcome to the 170. We're going to start that shit over.
Sweating, getting wet, and all that.
Welcome to the 170. That's a hard motherfucker, yo. I love that shit. Oh, finally, I done tripped up like I can't do it. Welcome to the 170th episode of the Drinking Partners Podcast. Yes, this is our Jim Marshall episode. And for those who don't know, that is the Minnesota Vikings defensive lineman who ran the wrong way for that touchdown. Yeah, everybody know him as Wrong Way Jim and all that shit. Because we kind of, sometimes we be hustling backwards, but we getting it right, you know what I mean? Plus, he actually held the record for most consecutive games started and games played in the NFL. A lot of people don't know that about him. So don't judge a book by its cover.
You would think it was Favre, man. Iron Man.
Well, also, in my opinion, I think he was the first NFL player that we knew smoked weed. That's just me, though. I mean, he just ran the wrong way.
Hey, he played the most consecutive games and he smoked weed?
There we go. It's bro. That's why we brought that medicinal to the city. I am half of your hosting tandem, Ed Bailey. I'm joined, as always, with my co-host, Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? We are the Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. 170 episodes, man. 170 episodes.
So you got the easy version. You ain't had to say 170
No, 170 episodes. We've been saying it, man. We will continue to say it. Please hop on iTunes, rate and review. That's how we know what we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well, and that's how we continue to do well. So please hop on iTunes, rate and review.
You love us. When you see us in public, you tell us you love us. Now, at the click of a button, please tell the internet. And as always, in lieu of rates and reviews, we do accept shots of Henny. Shout out to Car Guy DJ and the Conways for starting the trend and always keeping it going. The Conways keep a little Henny on deck for us when they see it.
They keep it tucked. You
know
what I mean?
And if you show us love, we show love back, and we will read one of your reviews on the podcast, just like this. This is a throwback, John, and I just felt this was appropriate for this episode with our guest. His best craft beer podcast there is by Big Guy 99. Don't know what that means, but it's a big guy.
He's Cash Money Records.
He said, Ed and Day are hilarious. I love tuning in to find out what they are drinking and who they are interviewing. So far, this is one of the best windows into what's going on in the Pittsburgh entertainment scene. And like I say, that ties directly to our guest. So I had to bring that one out. So shout out to Big Guy 99.
Big Guy 99.
I ain't calling you Big Guy nowhere outside of this podcast. We reading this review, fam. I'm not calling you Big Guy.
You tiny. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not calling you tiny either. I'm just gonna call you Philip.
You tiny.
That's what I think your name is. Calling you Philip like it's real name. I'm calling you by your government, Philip. Big Guy 99.
Big Guy.
That might be Aaron Donald though, because he was in Pittsburgh. His number is number 99. We might be talking shit on the fucking Pro Bowl.
That's Radon.
It might be my guy.
It would be it'd be the little dude.
You taking shots? He gonna put you in one of his next songs.
Diss track.
He took a shot.
That would be, that'd be the pinnacle of my career, man. Because I mean, real shit. I always want to be a rapper, but you know what I mean. I can't rap. But if I had a beef track from a rapper, I feel like I made it.
Diss trackable?
Yeah.
At the point in your career where you diss trackable?
Nah, that would be dope. So
shit,
yeah, I mean, speaking of what we're drinking on, man, shout out to Mindful Brewing. They are always bringing the hits, and they came out last night to our Epic Night of Comedy down at Arcade Comedy. If you didn't know, man, they are our stand on deck sponsors moving forward. So if you see us out, probably gonna see us with Mindful. And today they dropped off this Belgian. And they getting fancy with the descriptions these days online, man. How does this one written up? I mean, it's a Belgian. It's pretty strong. It's 9%. It don't taste like a 9%. It's called the McCord. Is a no nonsense, tough as nails Belgian Golden Strong. that would make the muscles from Brussels proud. And I mean, I'm halfway through this crowler, and
the muscles from Brussels. That's what I need. I need to be drinking that shit. I need some more muscles. I don't got no sleeves on today.
You ain't got no sleeves on. So this is the perfect.
Muscles.
I feel like they saw you pull it up in the parking lot and was like, let's give him the muscles from Brussels.
Look, I'm in my LeBron James jersey because we trying to represent, man. We trying to go back to the finals. Man. We try to do something big out here. Although we probably get smoked in the finals.
I don't even see it, man. I don't know, man.
They gon' make it.
It's LeBron against the world.
We gon' make it. We gon' make it.
I mean, shout out to Braun for doing what he's doing, because he's doing.
You know, it's a whole motherfucking team that's playing.
He's a whole team.
Shout out to LeBron. It's a whole fucking team.
He is the whole team.
11 other dudes and the head coach on that roster. Like, shout out to Bron.
It's Bron and the gang.
It's Bron and them. I'm about to get a jersey that just say Bron and them. Give me a jersey. Say Bron and them.
It's the team photo is Bron and a bunch of pixelated motherfuckers. Like they don't even.
Did you see the Saturday Night Live skit with Childish? What was it? Was it Childish Gambino when they had the little Cleveland Cavaliers players intro and shit? Check that out, because they're taking shots at us. But we going back to the finals and we gonna win a game or two in the fight. But we probably get smoked.
It's great watching him play, man. But I feel so bad because I mean, if he had like just a little bit of help. Tough, man.
Sorry, he got us, man. City got you, Brian.
Shout out to Brian.
We so I'm at our next show at Arcade. Mindful's gonna sponsor, and I'm gonna wear my Brian jersey. That's gonna be on June 16th. We got Alex Tapula headlining, so it's always BYOB, and we got Mindful sponsoring that. So it's BYOB. You can bring your own. We'll have them bring, theirs, and then we'll bring the funny.
Yeah. I mean, because they bring booze, and you could drink that. But if you don't like, say, beer or whatever, you want to, maybe your wine, maybe your spritzer type, they got these new sangria in a bottle type shit that motherfuckers is popping off on. You can bring any of that. I mean,
sangria in a bottle.
Yeah, it's
not sangria.
Sad. Like, I mean, bring that shit. If you sit in the front row, we'll talk about you. But April. I keep saying April, man.
June 16th. I said today, and then we back at Contra Theater June 30th. We got my boy Norlex Belma coming all the way back from New York to headline. Shout out to Lex. Lex doing big things out there.
Yeah, he about to headline Caroline's out in New York. I'll be on that
motherfucker, man. I'll be in the building. I'll be on that show. So shout out to Lex.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah, I mean, so he's gonna be down at June 30th, Contra Theater, and if you're looking for tickets, that's ContraTheater.ticketleap.com. And as always, there's gonna be free beer provided by Mindful Brewing, BYOB, and a food truck. So, and then we get the little gambling going on. Yeah, I mean, can we say that? Is that or what we doing? Is a 50-50 raffle legal? Is that a thing that
I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
Hey, Buzzy, edit this shit out if we find out that
I don't even know why you brought that up. I don't know what it is you're talking about.
I don't even know what the hell, I mean.
But they just made gambling legal on sports, so we can do a 50-50 raffle.
I think that might
motherfuckers do 50-50 raffles at softball fundraisers.
But they typically look a certain way out. They might be knocking on our door for that shit.
That's all right. We don't belong anyway. But we got somebody trying to change the complexion of the city, trying to change. So our review was about how we bring out the entertainment scene and keep people knowing what's popping. But our guest today really does. I mean, she really, really, really is what's happening now. She be hanging out with the muckety mucks. She be hanging out with the folks that's real famous that come through and show the city love. You know what I mean? And she show love, and she got the front page me, you know what I mean? Popping and shit. I'm trying to get on front page. I'm trying to get front paged. You feel me? She's a journalist, and I'm trying to get front page. So she came here to front pages. We got Paige Mitchell in the building. Say what up to the people.
The lip gloss popping,
everything popping, right?
Popping over here.
What's going on? The sisters on the couch, they be coming in, they be getting their hair together. Get the lip gloss right.
I'm over here with a wrinkled T-shirt on. I felt like I at least should have ironed this bitch. I don't like the iron machine.
Could have put some heat to it. I wasn't gonna say shit to you.
I don't give a fuck about Ed's opinion on shit. This motherfucker iron jeans. Like,
I do iron jeans. I iron sweatpants. I iron this jersey. I iron every motherfucking thing I put on.
I think I gotta press his brim. But
that's right.
But I felt once I said now next year, I was like, man, I should have maybe put a little something into it. Oh, thank God, I appreciate you.
Know who never feels that way? Me. I never feel like that. My shit's already on. My shit's already ready.
So tell us who you are.
Real quick, my name is Paige Mitchell. So tell us who you are. Journalist Okay, real quick. My name is Paige Mitchell, but I go by front Paige Me. I am a journalist, entertainment journalist. I'm affiliated with ample different media outlets, but I also have my own website, and I also
so
have
you
my
really
own
get people
public
pop.
relations agency, which is called Front Page Me Public Relations as well.
You sound like you yell at a lot of people. Like, yeah, me. Like,
Yeah,
you
I try,
you
I
all
do
sweet
what I
and
can,
cool
you know.
right now or whatever, but like if across you is going to be Curtis. And that's
Oh, she can end you.
Yeah.
She got one of them type of threats. Like, I'll end you. You'll never work again type shit. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, she sound like me. It could go from 0 to 100 real quick. Like, but I mean, that's what you need to get the job done. I mean, it's got to be hard, like to especially as a black woman in Pittsburgh to work with all of these entities, especially like in media and entertainment, where you're supposed to fit a certain mold or a box, and like folks only want you for a certain thing, or they're trying to like get in on side doors and shit like that, like to like go in as a black woman and demand respect based on everything that you've done. Like go in as a black woman and demand respect based on everything that you've done.
I agree. It definitely comes with its pros and cons. It definitely has challenges, especially with the PR aspect. I've been doing public relations for only 2 years, a little over 2 years, but I've been a journalist since 2009. So the PR point is the point where I really got to, come in strong, act like I know what I'm talking about, because coming in as a young black woman, as you said, and not being a veteran in the game, I feel like I always got to prove my point and show people that I know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I agree. I agree.
How'd you get in the game? Like, because you're from Pittsburgh.
Yes, I am.
And so Pittsburgh, I mean, I've never met a PR individual here, somebody who's in your walk of life here. You know what I mean? Like, how did you get into it? How did you know? Like, are you trying to affect change in the city, or are you just like, all right, I see what's going on, I want to be a part of it type shit?
I do want to affect change and impact the people that I represent, of course. But the PR thing, it kind of just like came out of nowhere. All I ever knew that I wanted to do was be a journalist. I knew I wanted to write. That's the only thing I felt like I was good at, right? So, but the PR thing,
What kind of writing were you doing? I mean,
What's in the closet? What's in the archives?
yeah,
I do all types of writing.
you got
I
like
published
some
2
old
books.
blogs out there.
Yeah, I do. But I published a couple of books, and I interned with the Courier while I was a student in school.
What were the books?
The books they're fiction, so they're fictional stories. My first one is a crime mystery story.
Yeah.
And the second one is 3 different stories. So it's a love story, a betrayal story, and like a hate story. So I did like a collaborative story of 3 different stories in the second book.
Oh, that's dope, man.
So I like to do all types of writing, like hard news, blogs, magazine writing, everything.
So yeah, I mean, and that's great because like I used to consider myself a writer or whatever.
Oh, really?
I used to. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, hold up now. So what was you writing?
Learn something new every day.
I mean, when you have a gift with like words, there's a, I mean, from a, I used to tutor in college or whatever, like students and whatnot. Like once you have a grasp of the English language and you're able to put together words and like able, to understand that, and then put them together in a way that you can convey the ability to convey your thoughts to like people on paper or in written form is a gift, man. Like it is not something that, and it's a gift, and then you have to like hone that and like that skill or whatever. I mean, and like I said, I used to consider myself a writer until I met a fiance who is just way above anything that I could possibly do. But with that talent of being a writer, there's so many different things you can do. How did you hone on to what you're doing now? Because like you said, I mean, you went, fiction, like, and now you're like in PR or whatever. There's like, you're talking about with the Courier with, journalistic writing, whatever. These are all completely different. Like, so like,
style.
Like, so I understand your passion is writing, but how did you find like that? Like this was your
my niche.
Yeah.
I think just life, like dabbling in all aspects of writing. And when I started doing media coverage, when I was covering events for the newspaper. So they would send me out and tell me, cover this church event, cover this festival, whatever. And I was doing that for years. And then that manifested into me traveling and covering events outside of the city. And then I was writing stories for all these different people. I was with the Courier, Soul Pit, Baller Alert, Hype Hair Magazine. And it just got to a point where I'm like, I could probably do this for myself or have my own website where my hub of all my stories and all things page and all things front page news could be on the same website. So I just started representing myself. And then it's like, out of nowhere, because I'm always out in the community. I'm always out and about covering things, so on and so forth. So when you do that, you have the opportunity to meet so many different people. And then that's how the PR thing came into play. So Three Rivers Adoption Council was my first PR client. And I met her at church. And she told me that she would reach out to me and tell me about a position that they wanted to bring on and what they were looking into bringing. And she told me that they would call me if they were really interested. And I gave my spiel, went there, and that's how it happened. And then it's just been a snowball effect ever since. So Whammo reached out to me and asked me to do it for them. And then Savoy reached out and asked me to do it for them. And then Adaptive Behavioral Services asked me to do it for them. So those are my 4 existing clients right now.
Man, clients.
Yeah, she did. She's throwing out the big dogs too. Like she helps with me, the Whammos, boy.
Yeah, shout out to my clients. You know, I love y'all.
Yeah, clients. That's crazy, man.
And you know she not gonna say nothing crazy because she done said the client's names. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so you cognizant, and I will applaud you for covering. Like you are at every event. Like I just ran into you yesterday at an event, the Wilkinsburg Two-Way Fest and shit like that. I met you. You were covering Just
Black
Hilarious.
Panther. Oh yeah, Just Hilarious.
Yeah, I mentioned Just Hilarious. Like we was in the back cutting up by the DJ booth, and then I almost got kicked out, and you found you a seat. And I ain't go further. She took the only available seat. I clearly had been there a little bit longer, but she took the only available seat. But we gonna let that slide. But where do you get the most fulfillment? Like in what you do, what do you enjoy the most? Like what type of events that you either cover, or is it the PR, or is you covering other events that you enjoy most?
That's a good question, because now journalism is my first love, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm really loving the PR thing because I'm really enjoying taking the back seat and taking like the business aspect of things and bridging the gap with these businesses, because the clients that I represent, I really believe in them. And I feel like that they were like handcrafted for me to represent. And the more that I grow in the PR standpoint, I'm real picky about, because more people have reached out to me since then, right? Mm-hmm. But now I'm at a point where I'm like picky about who I want to represent. You shutting it down? And
how you saying? How's that?
Be choosy.
How's
you
that email?
Be choosy.
How do you word that email? Like, hey,
we
look,
regret
bruh,
to inform you.
we don't believe you. You need more people.
I'm sure rejection emails.
We're
clients
looking.
and rejection.
Do you send the email out yourself?
We're looking to move in a different direction.
Who's the we? Who's the we? That's what if I get the rejection email from Front Page, I'll be like, who the fuck is the we page? This came directly from your email address. Who's we? I never met a Ralph or a Khadijah there. I didn't know that you had a secretary. Who the fuck is the we?
And the homies.
Man.
We got to talking. That's all the decisions are made. Yeah, you run about the homies.
You gotta make
they be
executive
like,
decisions. Yeah.
No, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's important. I mean, you can affect who your clients are directly. Like you choose those, and I think that's dope. I mean, like even for us, we're to a point where we got to pick and choose what shows we're on. Like I can't, and this ain't a shot at anybody in the city, but I can't be doing your dive bar show on Wednesday night. Like I just can't do that shit no more. I'm past that. Like I got a fucking family, dog.
Yeah.
Like, you know how hard it is to explain to your woman that you leaving the house to make $25? That's just not enough. It's just not enough.
damn.
You gotta tell your woman that she can't watch Atlanta in peace because you're not gonna be there to watch the fucking kids for $25. Like it's just not enough. That's what two extra value meals at Wendy's.
When she be like, nigga, I'll pay you to stay. When she start booking you,
she hit you with the Rihanna.
She with the counter. She hit you with the counter offer.
Oh man,
you really gotta think about it. Like you sitting there thinking like, so is it a meal involved? Do I get to choose the menu?
Is it an open bar?
My woman will open bar me. As a motherfucker, if she need me to stay home, she will open bar the shit out of me. And that's how I know she finna ask me if I got something to do. She be like, you want to drink tonight? Be like, it's Tuesday. What you got going on? I was gonna go to Voodoo. I'm gonna get you enough beer to keep you grounded, keep you on you. I know you love that chair, that recliner. You gonna sit there. I'm like, I'm gonna raise these. I'm gonna watch the fucking kids, and you got me beer. Like,
Yeah, and I live out in Beaver, man. I remember when I first started. Like, I mean, having running into that shit, and the conversations like, so yeah, how much they paying you? Man, gas is really going up these days.
Yeah, you got real decisions to make. You got a tank of gas in your rider now. You're like,
yo, fam,
I need two.
And it's premium. Yeah, no, I know exactly how much.
Bougie ass nigga with the premium gas is a myth, man.
Premium gas will have you. I know exactly to the mile how many motherfucking gallons I'm getting and what this trip is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got that shit on the dashboard of my car. It tells me. I guess it do when you get low though. It just say range low. It don't tell you how long you got. This broke people shit, but I do know like you got until when it first hit the E, you still got another 20 miles at least. You know, it hit the E.
Yeah.
You know, that little tank, come on, that's a suggestion. That's not you're not in dire need, but please fill your tank.
That's a round trip to work. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I might be able to get to work and back, and then that's about it. Like I got enough gas to get some money.
Yeah, that's true.
So now with the city's changing the dynamic of the city, and women are really in the forefront of it. So like, do you think that with the change of the city, does that help with you getting people like reaching out to you? Because I know I would love a woman's touch as far as like how I'm going about what I'm doing, because y'all really got the juice. Like y'all really be knowing how to get shit.
I'm glad you know.
Well, okay,
All
now
right.
that was a humble. I'm glad you, and then look me up and down and shit. Like I'm glad you know. Like God damn.
I'm glad you're self-aware.
Real recognize real.
No, I was just joking with Dave. Like I feel like Pittsburgh is turning into Wakanda, where like the army is just all women. Like they out there on the forefront, just taking over shit. Like,
I mean, black women have been fucking killing it for decades, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
when you look at like black society or whatever, and like, you know, I mean, I like my mom is natives, and I look at like and like the natives, like natives were always matriarchal. Like a lot of the tribes were matriarchal or whatever. But like we look at the black community, especially like with you know, like the church and this, that, and the other, or whatever, as a patriarchal society or whatever, and like we obey in those we fall in the line in that patriarchal like view or whatever. But when you look at the glue of the black community, it's been black women. And
Right,
I mean,
I
like
agree.
throughout generation, like we have matriarchs, like in my family or whatever, like we know our grandmas, whatever. Dads, not always, yeah, I mean, not that dads weren't there, but like the women were the ones that kind of like, you know what I mean? They
Were the glue.
Like that's who you went to, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's nice to see that like you guys are out here now actually getting the respect that you deserve, you know what I mean, after all these millennia of, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. The dynamic is definitely changing, and I'm loving it. I mean, we've been magic for decades, like you said. You know, the hashtag just got popping a couple of years ago, but we've been especially Black Girl Magic. But I definitely think that it's changing. I'm loving it. Yeah, like, and the thing that I feel Pittsburgh is doing is people aren't afraid to step out. People are becoming unafraid to create their own lanes. Mm-hmm. We're seeing a whole lot of different lanes being created in this time as well. Even for myself, being from Pittsburgh, I'm seeing all types of jobs and careers and opportunities that I didn't always see and that weren't always represented before. For example, myself, like I've always been told, oh, Paige, you want to be a journalist, you're going to have to move. You're going to have to go to Atlanta, New York, LA. And it's like I'm living my dream right in the heart of my hometown. So
that's crazy as fuck, man, because that's what everybody says about anybody that's doing anything
you're doing here. Like, unless you're going to be making hoagies.
Yeah.
You making hoagies, they be like, oh, you in the right spot.
you out here putting fries on the shit? Did this nigga just put a fry on a sandwich? You gonna make it, bro. You gonna make it, young blood. You on the right.
Got it, young blood. Yeah, I mean, it is like changing to where you don't necessarily have to leave the city now. Like, I mean, even with you cover a lot of shit. Now you do cover a lot of shit. Like we page watched or whatever that shit's called, where you lurking on somebody's page.
Bird watching.
Out there, yeah. You be out there where you you be out there
creeping.
You be out there, man. But you do a lot of shit here. Like you see a lot of things going on. A lot of people are coming to the city. Like even in our industry at the Improv, they're bringing in a lot of the young and up and coming talent, as opposed to just relying on the heavy hitters, the people that everyone knows. You know, you have a Just Hilarious. You got a Alisa Deep. You know what I mean? Like they doing the thing, and you be right there. She was at the Just Hilarious show, just in the back chilling, like, I'm gonna get an interview. And got a fucking interview. I'm like,
Wow.
shit, I couldn't even get a spot on stage.
Wow. Yeah, that's a talent, man.
Yeah,
That's a gift.
It comes with a lot of consistency. You gotta be consistent, and you gotta like be pressed a little bit. Like, you know how some people are like, oh no, like I ain't worried about them. I ain't about to be tweaking that person. I ain't about to act hype and you ain't hype. Sometimes you gotta do that. Like sometimes you gotta be willing to sit. Like if they tell you to stay, give me a minute, give me an hour or so for the interview. Sometimes you gotta suck it up and do that. Some people, I mean, I'm human. I'm more happy to interview some people than I am to interview other people. But I gotta still give that same level of consistency, same energy in every interview, and even with events. Like I'm the same way at a church event as I'll be at the BET Awards because I'm going to the BET Awards and
just dropping low.
You got clients.
She going to the Black Girl Magic event. Like she just stunting on this. I'm tired of these women coming on this cast stunting on us.
Jules, he's dropping little. Is that a diamond in that? Just
fuck around. I'll be at the beat. I'll be ready.
Yeah, so make sure y'all watch. You know, I'll be covering the BET Awards on June 24th.
Yeah.
And then holla at me.
Oh, that's crazy.
Nah, man, she stunted on us.
Yeah, hey,
she
man.
just stunted on us, real.
I'm just
it's
glad.
all love.
I'm gonna just tell people I know you. I mean, that's what I
will
love about
watch
this
it
podcast.
and then be like, I will be pointing out like, no, I interview her. No, for real, look at the gram. We sitting right there. See, no, that's her. That's me. That's her. That's her right there. No, look, and you can pause TV now too.
Oh, hell
I'll
yeah.
pause TV like, see this girl right here.
Screenshot that shit.
Bang, bang. Don't make me fuck around. Start playing with the IG layouts and shit where I start putting screenshots of 2 different photos just to show I was in a room with people. Is that beyond the appropriate level of pressed? Like, what's the appropriate level of pressed?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, do you do like the off the record shit? Do you like, I mean, do you have like do you have to be like, all right, this is off the record, da da da, or like is it just always on? And I mean,
always on.
it's always on. So
Always
if they slip
on.
up, and you knew what it was when you got here.
Yeah, it's always on, and you gotta stay ready. Like you have to stay ready. You just have to, because they'll put you on spot like this. Like, all right, Paige, you on. All right, you get 2 questions. All right, this is your time now. You can't be like, I gotta put my lip gloss on. I gotta fix my ear. No, you just gotta go.
Yeah,
it's like moves at a fast pace.
When you're dealing with artists, man, like you said, like you can't have like pride, man. I mean, honestly, that's what I found in this. Like, artists are prideful motherfucking people. You know what I mean? So if you're going to handle them, you got to put your shit on the shelf. Like, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because like being an artist and working with artists, like my pride is like I'm a stubborn ass fucking like, you know what I mean? But that has been this last 6 years, I've learned like how to kind of just swallow that shit and like not burn bridges. And
I could definitely agree.
so like I could imagine, I mean, like with, like I said, what you do, you having to kind of like put that on the shelf to, I mean, like you said, like do what you need to fit in, get in where you fit in. You know what I mean?
And you never know what to expect. You never know who's going to act like what. Like, for example, Wale, when he came to Pittsburgh last year, he had a whole bunch of requests, and he said that he wanted to be interviewed when and if he gives an interview, because he was like suspect about even giving us an interview. Right. But he said if he did, it had to be a woman. And he wanted only women from Whammo around. So it was just me and Portia.
Well, you know what? I feel that request.
I can
fucks with that type of because I talk to all the time. Like,
ain't that giving y'all like more work? Like I don't even
want to be around women.
That's like, giving y'all the scoop. Like, like if somebody was like, I'm only gonna be interviewed by light skinned black men, I'd be like hell yeah, bro, I'm on that. Like
okay, now, but I would question that person.
It.
I would question that person. But if that same person said, I only want to be, if it was a woman that said, I only want to be interviewed, I understand. Like, I get it. I would.
Yeah.
I
would always rather
celebrities are difficult. They could be very difficult.
Oh no, I agree. I mean, but that request,
like it could be wild.
If I had the power to say I only want to be around women, I would do.
You have the power to say it. You just don't have the power to make it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we did what he said, so
Yeah. How was the interview? It
was good.
Yeah, I love Walt. I love his music. I think he's
good.
a super cool dude. I mean, I think he has to get over his personal ego issues at times.
I don't know that nigga, so I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, like I think he's a great artist. But that's weird. Buzzy shot it. Was that at Thrival?
Yes.
Yeah, Buzzy shot that shit. He got some cool ass smoky motherfucking. You know what I mean, shout out to Epicast, keeping it sounding nice. You know what I mean, if you're looking for services through Epicast, you can go to epicastnetwork.com/services and tell them that the Drinking Partner sent you. You know how that little drop right there. So we'll get back
Shameless
to it.
plug. I know that's right.
So that's what y'all doing? That's what y'all doing? We shameless plugging all episode? That's what happened on that side of the table? 'Cause I'll jump in this one. I'll start dropping some plugs. I'll start dropping. Okay.
We're going to weave it in. We go bob and weave in this motherfucker. Like,
So what's the, I guess, how do I want to phrase this? Give us an example of a less than pleasurable experience with a celebrity. Like that you've had, doing. There's got to be one or two in there. You could say it was Wale. I would believe it if it was Wale. I would believe it.
No, I met Wale 3 times, right? And the first time I met him, he's socially awkward. And this ain't shade because he know he's like that. Yeah. He's socially awkward. So my first encounter with him was bad. He came to my school. I went to Lincoln University. It's a HBCU in Philly. And he came to my school, and he was supposed to do an interview and everything up there. And people had gifts for him, and this girl made this beautiful painting and stuff like that. And he just dipped. He didn't take none of the gifts and didn't do any of the interviews or anything. Yeah. Which is understandable. Like, that happens. Like, celebrities will do that. But as far as,
oh, that's the church that you came. Where did that come from?
They get the morning announcement.
Okay, I got one for y'all.
Okay.
Music Soul Child.
Oh, not my.
Did he rock?
Was this music or was this the new rapper that he is?
Did you see he had the shoes that he had? It was like some sort of like jean tuxedo shoes or some shit.
I did see that. They was like the denim Balenciaga type.
Yeah, it was like some weird shoe. Like, I love the first album. Music,
yes,
that was a genre
music.
changing. Yeah, I mean, and then
first, like 2 or 3 was dope.
Yeah. I mean, but then he just got weird.
Now. He raps now.
Like, I don't know what, because like he already had a fan base. He had a following.
He's probably trying to reinvent himself. You know how artists go through that period where they want to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think I don't know what is that. What is it that you think? Like, because I mean, I feel
I want to hear about the experience.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
He got to wander. I have so many like things that could, because he got a wandering eye. Like, she could have been interviewing him and not know what he was looking at. Like, I don't want to hear this experience.
Stepped on his tuxedo shoes.
Ruined the Balenciagas.
Okay, so listen, y'all. So Music Soul Child was here. He was here like a year ago. And he was supposed to do an interview. Same situation, similar. Dipped out, didn't want to do the interview no more, had a change of heart. So I just let it go, let it ride out. And I ended up bumping into him outside of the venue, like in his hotel when I was walking to my car for parking. So that journalistic side snapped into me, and so I ran up on him like, music.
Now, is that still within the bounds of appropriate press?
Yeah.
To run up on him after he...
At what
point do you become paparazzi?
Can we isolate that?
Yeah,
wait, hold on, because we need to isolate that, because fellas, shoot your shot, okay?
Yeah,
if she say no one time, but you see her walking to the car, run up on her. And
parking lot.
I don't want the police called on my mans because he ran down on you. Like, he's within the scope of appropriate press.
You got to know how to do it. You got to know how to navigate and maneuver the situation.
Okay. So you ran up. Now, what was your run motion like?
My mic was in my hand.
I feel like anytime
I had my card in my hand.
Fellas, run up with your mic in your hand. Fellas, run up with your mic in your hand. That's what she said.
I was official.
I feel like anytime you describe a situation as I ran up on him,
you're beyond the level of press that's appropriate.
Yeah, there's no choice by the person. The person doesn't choose to get ran up on. Like,
with your mic in your hand.
They are no longer. They are the run up on E.
And how do you react to someone running up on you with a mic? Because everything you do looks crazy at that point. Because you're gonna run away. You go, no. You look crazy. Now you gotta
Music Soul Child attacks woman in parking lot.
You gotta bamboozle people into talking to you sometimes.
If you run up on me and I'm sleeping on the couch, you might catch a couple. Like, I mean, like,
that's where it comes in. You gotta know how. You know,
yeah.
So you ran down on music.
Yeah, and I introduced myself, and I'm like, I'm Paige Mitchell. I'm with this person. I was wondering if I could get like 2 seconds of your time. I always keep the amount of time real minimal to make it more convincing. And the other thing that made it funny is that he didn't have any sunglasses on.
Ooh, I knew the eye was coming in. I told you.
So
I was laughing.
Had
I knew
to
the
do a
eyes
double
was
take.
coming.
Like I had to.
I knew the eyes was coming into
like,
play.
Is that him? Yeah.
No, you knew that was him.
Is he looking at me? Fuck
Snake eyes looking motherfucker. No, that was you. No.
But long story short, I got the interview, and he ended up being cool.
Yeah.
That's not a negative experience.
I guess you're right.
That's not negative at all.
Right.
You basically you subtly just made fun of his eyes.
That was the longest. That was the longest essay.
Music, if you're listening, I did not make fun of your eyes.
She made fun of his eyes.
I did.
I talked about negative experience. Only negative was his eyes. You made fun of his eyes.
The negative is that he dissed me.
We didn't see eye to eye on the situation.
Yeah. We didn't see eye to eye. He tried to finesse me, but I ended up finessing him because you tried to get out on the interview, but I still caught you.
See, that's another. I feel like that's a little bit more of the church coming out. Like you try to finesse, but I super finessed. Like I super finessed you. You learned that. That's cool. I think
when I met Dave East too, that was different.
With Dave East.
Yeah, Dave East.
I feel like I was high off of contact.
I was gonna say he does look like he's either really high or he could be a little strange.
It just walks from his beard. Like it just
he was blowing it down. First of all, the whole place was smoky. As soon as I walked in, I was like, whoa. Then they gave me a hard time getting in, and security guards was like not playing no games.
Well, they gotta see if you the police. If they're smelling like that, they gotta see.
No, before I even got in, I walked to the door like, again, gave my spiel. Hi, I'm trying to get in and do the interview. And he was like, nah, no interviews. I'm like, wait, what? Showed him my press pass. Nah. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave. And then there was some guys outside. It was in Garfield. Where was it at? Dang, what's that store called? Anyways, it was at this place in Garfield.
He was at Refresh?
Yeah. We was there. And there was these guys outside that I knew, from the hood or whatever. And it's like, oh, you should let her in. She really is media. She ain't lying. So they ended up letting me in. And as soon as I walked in, it was just like, it was smoke. Smoke was everywhere.
Well, that's what happens when, you're a small business owner, you know what I mean? You can have whatever ambiance you want in there. So they can host the day.
You
They
right.
just don't let it get in the shoes. Like, I don't want to buy no
My
shoes
eyes
and it smell
instantly
like.
got red. Like, he wouldn't put the blunt down. He wouldn't.
No, why would he? You ran up on him.
Yeah.
Now he got to put the blunt down too? God damn, you demanding as hell. I feel like all of your negative stories end up with you getting the interview. Like,
yeah.
How charmed is your life?
And you got a contact guy. That was a great story.
I mean, you ain't even have to put in.
It's a great story.
Technically didn't have to inhale. Your lungs is good. You might pass the piss test. You know what I mean? Like, you Gucci.
Oh, my gosh.
I will say, though, working with celebrities can be a little strange. Like, I don't work with as many as you, but, like, hosting at the Improv, you will run into different, just different types of people. Like, this weekend, on Friday, I opened for Bruce. And, like, he was cool as hell. But I've opened for someone, I opened for Tommy Davidson once. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't a negative experience. It was just weird. Like, the whole weekend, I can't go in the green room. Like, he ain't showing you no love or whatever. And all right. And then at the end of the weekend, this is a true story. So at the end of the weekend, we finished the weekend. He takes the pictures. I go to thank him for letting me open for him. He was like, he was going to drop some jewels on me. And this is what he said to me. He was like, hey, young guy, you see what I did there? You leave it all on the stage. And he just walked off. He just walked off. I was just like, what the fuck? I was just standing there like, what the fuck was that?
See that? That's greatness.
I was just
His walk-away game was strong.
Learn from that.
I was like, yo, this dude is like, he kind of an asshole. Like, it was weird. Like, I'm expecting some, like, when you were young,
some encouragement or some.
When you're a young comedian, you look forward to this. All right, he about to say something real profound. He about to give me the secret. He's like, see what I did there? You leave it all on the stage. Nigga floated away. I was like, God damn.
Nobody knows, but it's
That's
provocative.
funny. Oh, that's funny.
So I feel like technically I got curved. Like I should have had some of that rundown on them. I need to learn some of that. Like can you do a consulting class about like how you run down on people? Because not just literally run down on people, but like really to
don't be creepy about it, but get the job
what you
done.
Want from an individual who may not be like, you could really consult, like you could really do some shit like that.
Yeah, because everybody's definitely not receptive, and you know, celebrities are humans too. They have bad days. They don't want to be bothered all the time, so it definitely comes with its challenges. But more so for me, some like my backstories is just like the way I go about it, like what happens in the behind the scenes of the progress of trying to get the interviews is where all the challenges and everything come to play. But back 9 times out of 10, once I actually get the opportunity to talk to the person, it's okay.
How do you break into something like this and become successful in such a saturated market? I mean, because you're looking at journalism and journalists being laid off from all these, larger companies. I mean, left and right throughout all the country, like, and internet it's the internet. It's worldwide. Everybody has the opportunity. Everybody with a library card can get it. I mean, get on the internet and do some shit. Like, how do you differentiate yourself in this market?
I feel like I created a different journalism lane for myself in a sense. And reason being that I say that is because name a journalist that specializes in event coverage. They're just everywhere, just covering events, giving their opinion about it, and making it news. Most people are either red carpet correspondents, they're either news anchors, they're writing for a newspaper, writing for Essence magazine. But it's like, how many people do you know is like, oh, my event ain't popping until Paige been there. There's not a lot of journalists that are doing that specific aspect.
I was about to say, I feel a certain way. We actually haven't been there yet, so
I should have. If I'd have run down on just the right way, she'd have seen me performing. She'd have come to the popping events. But that's.
She know he's in there. Yeah, okay. So now we gotta get fucked paid. Shit,
we gotta get front page.
I put that on.
If
you
ain't
Ed,
had the girl with the pink mic yet, then
Ed, yeah. See, Ed, that's what Ed. I mean, and why ain't you have Paige at the like?
I mean, my name ring a little.
Here I am thinking I was popping a little bit low key.
Do we not be feeling ourselves a little bit? Like maybe kind of ringing bells.
But you ain't tell me. You ain't tell me.
I didn't know till she just laid it out for us that your event's not popping until Paige has been there. Like, you understand how much self-feel there's, how much self-efficacy is in that statement. Your event ain't popping until Paige has been there.
I say that in the most humble way.
No, it's like you got the analytics to back it up. It's okay. Like, I will say, and I was gonna add today's question, like, it seems like what you cover and how you've gone about it, I don't know that it's saturated in Pittsburgh, at least. Like, it's not saturated here. I don't know of any other journalists covering, this multitude, this vast scale of event. You at the Wilkinsburg Two-Way Fest and you at the fucking BET Awards. Like, I don't think there's anyone doing that here.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, in that sense, like I said, it's just the same thing like as a comedian, right? I mean, like, the market is saturated with comedy, but like, you mean like Ed Bailey is Ed Bailey, so there's no lane like there's like, I mean, that's a different thing. I mean, like, they brace you, like, I mean, with and that's what you're saying is that, like, in this crowded, saturated field of journalists, when, like, a lot of folks are dying and consolidating and then just going out to these, like, the woods of the internet, you've managed to, like, have clients and find yourself at the BET Awards. You know what I mean? So, like, that's like that's I mean, like self-employment and like having that ability to, like, again, and this is a thing that we cover on the podcast all the time about, like, millennials making their own and, like, I mean, doing that whole thing. But again, like, this is one of the first conversations that I've had with somebody that has, like, I mean, taken that, like, this field. Because it is, but when I say it's saturated, man, journalism is fucking like,
yeah, it is.
It is dying. I mean, you have all the old journalists that are still there that have all those skills and experience. You have all these new journalism because they didn't shut down journalism school. Mm-hmm. You have all these new journalists coming out, and, like, it's in flux. So the people that are coming out don't even know what the fuck they're coming out for. I always wonder, like, did you go to school for journalism?
Yes, I did.
why did you like
in
knowing
Philly, like right outside of Philly, right?
knowing the environment, knowing the flux like of the industry and all that, like why did you choose journalism?
Continue
I mean, because like that, like I went to school for journalism, but that's when newspapers were still a thing. I mean, this is back in 2000 when like before the whole death of the industry started to like happen. So like I thought like that might be a thing that could still happen. Whereas now like
I think it still happened. It's just changed how you got to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, this was before the internet. This is pre-internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this is 2000 when like the internet was ICQ and AIM.
He was in school pre-internet,
like,
y'all.
Black Planet.
Like
Black Planet was
I had a Black Planet.
Oh, you had a Black Planet? Y'all teaming up. I ain't have a Black Planet. I was lame as fuck on the internet for a while. I still lame on the internet. Like I'm cool in real life. I'll just bank on that. I'm cool as fucking real life.
That's right.
Like I don't know, but y'all with this journalism shit, he apparently is a writer.
Yeah, was a writer. Yeah.
We gonna get some Dave Bracey anecdotes.
But
we gonna get some Dave Bracey anecdotes.
But what led you into that?
Yeah, to answer your question, it's real simple and it's real corny, but it's really the truth. Like, first of all, I didn't even want to go to college because I didn't think I was smart enough. I'm like, I'm not messing with it. I'm not dibbling and dabbling in it. I don't want that debt. But the thing that triggered me to go was in high school, my English teacher, when we used to have tests, because I have test anxiety, tests are not my thing. But long story short, I failed them. I would fail all my tests. But when it came to the short answer questions, when you got to answer them in question, an answer form and write the short, I would do a good job. So he's like, you know what, Paige, I really see that your writing skill, like you have that writing niche, you have that skill. So I'm going to develop a different test for you so that they're all short answers and all essay forms.
What motherfucking school did you go to where you had that type of
support? I went to Penn Hills too.
What? Oh yeah, you know what? That makes motherfucking sense because I went to Woody High and all the bougie motherfuckers went to Penn Hills. And
I don't know.
It makes sense. Yeah, no, Penn Hills was like the closest thing to a middle class black neighborhood in Pittsburgh, like for years.
Yeah, I would say I can see that.
Yeah, and then we had quite a few beefs with Penn.
Yeah, she had the dangerous minds teacher just gonna come save the hood and shit. I'm gonna develop a whole new test for you.
Yeah,
like who the fuck is taking? Who's taking English tests? I never got a test in English class. The fuck is you testing me on?
On the books we were reading.
Please. Ain't nobody. You talking about over the summer? I never read them fucking books.
Not only were they testing, but then they were making like they were handcrafting tests. Because I mean, that's the thing about learning is that like not everybody learns the same way.
Yes.
And that's the thing that you get in better schools is like
they pay attention
to the way that you learn, and then they teach you the way that you learn. That's not what you get when you from Braddock and they just like, hey, bruh, you lucky to be here.
Pretty much. I wish a motherfucker would have tried to test me on the book that you gave me for a summer read assignment. Bitch, I ain't in school. I'm not reading this book. I got a job, man. I'm out here trying to lose my virginity. You talking about read this motherfucking book? I'm out here trying to poke something. What you talking about? How you gonna get me to the next level? I'm trying to get to the mo better. My high school years were just like that movie The Wood. I was just trying to poke something. That's all I was trying to do for years.
Oh, I love The Wood.
Don't that movie make you feel some type of way? There's just something about some of them movies. That time, The Wood, Love and Basketball, these love.
That was like the heyday of like the romantic comedy, black like like I don't know, man. I mean, it was just old, man. But fuck them '90s comedy like that was black cinema in its heyday.
Yeah.
Nah, but y'all was taking English tests, so y'all wasn't doing The Wood.
Yeah, and I did, and I passed the test. I got A's, y'all.
Good shit.
And that was my first moment that I really realized that I was like, okay, I really like this writing thing.
Yeah.
And then I would write, like, I always kept a diary and a journal. I still do.
Yeah.
So I write every day. I've been doing this since I was 14. And then one of my closest friends' dads took us on a black college tour. And then that's what really opened up my eyes. And Lincoln was talking about the program that they had for mass comm. And he made us apply to schools. He was
Shout
like,
out
Paige,
to the
I'm not
black
hearing
father
it.
in the story.
Yeah, his name's Sylvester Pace. He made us apply, and I applied. And Lincoln,
I was going to let it slide.
But yeah, the rest is history. Y'all.
Sly. You guys are good. Sly.
Sylvester.
You don't throw his whole
He
ass.
sound like HBCU advocate. He's definitely an HBCU Sylvester.
He's definitely a bow tie there, a bow tie brother.
Yeah, he's great.
We really
That's
be
dope.
drinking on this
That's
podcast.
dope that he would do that. Like,
Yeah, he was pressuring me. He really put the pressure on me.
okay,
Yeah.
well now you gotta mince your words with that. Don't say Sylvester was pressuring you. Like Sylvester, he was
challenged
encouraging
us
you.
and he encouraged us to become
we go.
better
Yeah.
and developed us into better individuals.
There it is.
Damn, I wish
Yeah.
I used to. I wrote a little bit. I wrote a couple raps, and then I realized I wasn't good, and that was it
I
for
used
me.
to write raps too.
I think every nigga in America wrote raps at some point. That's how you knew you were bad at it. That's when the ones that the smart ones stopped. The ones that knew, because there's for every good motherfucker, there was at least 30 other ones. Who was like, bruh, this ain't it.
I
This
wrote
ain't
raps
it for you.
too. Y'all watch Insecure?
Yeah,
Like, you know how like she writes raps and
Yeah.
did you watch Black Awkward Girl and stuff like that?
I didn't watch Black Awkward Girl, but
Yeah,
I do
that
like
was
how
me.
she does that.
Yeah.
That's a cool element to that show. I was peer pressured into watching. I ain't even gonna lie, like wife,
It's a good show.
It
right?
is a good show. I do enjoy it, so I was happy. That was one of the suggestions that wifey made that worked out well for
All
me.
right,
Yeah.
that's
But like,
good.
yeah, I had to stop writing raps because all right, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna admit something. So this Drake affected my life, man. It affected my life. Like when Drake first dropped, I was like, I could do this shit. Like this thing could do it. Yo, that's so far gone was dope. Why do I feel so alone? I was like, shit, I could write to that. And then Wiz did a freestyle to the same Say You Will, Jones. So I was like, oh, I can write a freestyle to this. And I had my little itty bitty notebook, and I had just broken up with a shorty, and I wrote this whole joint. And I was like, yo, I'm killing. My shit was like 6 pages, dog. I'm fucking killing this shit. Then I read that shit like 2 weeks after the breakup. I was like, oh no, nigga, no. This ain't your lane, brother. Make them laugh, and that's how Star was born, people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I used to write like poetry and shit like that, like, and it was trash. It was trash.
Oh, you got
But
poetry.
like, it was like, that was the thing that in all my writing, it was all comedic. It all had a comedic slant to it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I do a lot of like writing online and shit like that now or whatever. Like when I say all that, like tweets and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, and I still have that gift with words. I still love to like, you know what I mean, wordplay and this, that, and the other. But like, you know, actually sitting down and mastering the craft and like, you know what I mean, pushing it, you know, that takes a whole nother motherfucking skill. And yeah, no, I didn't like when it comes to like the raps and shit like that. Like rap is such a like, it's like poetry in a beat. Like there's it's like poetry in like 3D. You know what I mean? Because there's so many elements of that. Man, like, you know, it's that's not about
So I want to read your book, your the book that you wrote about relationships. I want to see if that had that black girl anger in it. Like, is that what that was? Like, she done caught her man cheating type
No.
shit? Because I like you had to dabble in that genre a little bit. You know what I mean? You dabbled. You got the relationship, Joe.
I don't think it got the Tyler Perry vibe. I think
I was about to, like, where are we like? That motherfucker be going in, man. I can't.
Oh my God.
Fuck Tyler Perry. Have I said that? No, I haven't said that in about 100 episodes. Fuck
I don't
Tyler
think
Perry.
it's been 100. I think it's
What?
been like,
You don't like
Oh,
Tyler
fuck
Perry?
Tyler Perry.
not at all.
Man.
Now you
Fuck Tyler.
she done mentioned church like 3 times, fam. You think
fuck-
she like
man,
Tyler Perry
fuck
movies?
Tyler Perry.
No,
man.
she like
Fuck,
Tyler
man.
Perry movies. She
Fuck
done
that
mentioned
Why?
church.
What's wrong
man.
with
He's
him?
so man. That dude
What's wrong
for
with
colored girls,
the
man.
dude
That
dressing up as an old woman?
And I ain't even. I mean,
What's
that's,
wrong with that?
Like it's outdated. It's cheap ass comedy. Like, yeah, I mean, we've seen
It's
it.
niche.
We've
niche.
done it. And I mean, for colored girls, man, like I watched that fucking movie, and every last fucking like trope was in that bitch. Like, oh, you gonna get AIDS from a gay dude? Like, yeah, I mean, it was like the black men were like the devils in that
I've
movie.
never seen that movie.
That motherfucking movie. I was
I've
watching.
only watched
I was like,
Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I've
Man,
never seen another Tyler Perry movie.
bruh,
That's it?
Yeah,
bruh.
them movies ain't for me. Why would I watch them?
Man, them shits
Ain't making them for me. Like with movies, I only watch movies that are in some shit that I would fuck with, and I watch Marvel movies because the visual of him is dope.
He doesn't push the genre, man. Like, he does the shit that we've all seen. All the shit that, like, has been done in the 90s. He just does that. He just cuts it all up, puts it together again in a different form, and then just repackages and throws it out. There's nothing new. And, like, it keeps us stuck. Like, I mean, with black cinema, I look at it like, yeah, I mean, it keeps it because that, like, I mean, like, shout out to him opening up a studio and employing black people. I get that. I mean, but at the same time, as a genre, like it's all the same shit. Mm-hmm. There's a blueprint to it, and it doesn't change much, and it doesn't push the genre or the culture forward in any way, shape, or form. I think that it's making money. That's what he's doing it for. He ain't got no message behind it. Yeah, like now, money. like a Jordan Peele, like, you know what I mean, like when he drops like a Get Out, that changed cinema. Like, that's a genre bending movie,
right?
And it pushes.
It's a good movie.
No, I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand that
it's
movie.
It's a good ass movie. It's not a.
I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand the cultural impact that had on cinema.
I feel the same at fucking cookouts. I feel the same way when I'm in a room full of white people. Like, shit don't change. It ain't changed shit. It's just a good ass movie. Like,
nah, man. Well, I mean, you're looking at the arts. Like, yeah, I mean, it's like a comedian that comes around. Like, yeah, I mean, you got to look at artists. In the cinema world, the same way that you look at comedians, like a Eddie Murphy or a George Carlin or whatever. These motherfuckers push the whole culture. There's nothing like them out there. They push that genre. That fucking Get Out. What Jordan Peele did with that was a genre-bending cinematic experience. It called out a lot of different shit.
How many big words, phrases you use? It's a good-ass movie.
It is.
Ain't nobody changing the way they making movies because of Get Out.
It does.
Ain't nobody changing the way they make movies because of Get Out. It not only changed the way the argument for Black Panther, I would go with that. Just with the physical representation.
I don't think you understand. I can't even. If you disagree with that statement, you don't understand the brevity of that film. That film changed a genre, bro. It's a thing that
what
didn't
genre
exist.
did it change?
So you're looking at horror. Yeah, I mean, he's mixing horror, social, and comedy in one film, and he's doing it, and he did it in the sense that it was the #1 movie in America. Like, it was mass produced by a black man, bro. Like, that shit didn't happen before what he did. And
how did he change the genre?
Because
not that he did. So who else? Who's trying to mimic that?
I mean,
how was that effective?
Okay, so you watch Atlanta?
I do watch Atlanta.
You see, like, this year or whatever, that it's become more absurd and existential. That one, and I, like, spoiler alert if you're watching Atlanta or whatever, but that episode with the old white dude where he had in the second season. Have you watched it? Have you watched the second episode? I haven't seen that. You ain't seen the second episode of Atlanta. If you ain't seen the second season of Atlanta, whatever. But, like, he had a throwback. Like, I mean, it was comedic. It was the thrill to it or whatever. Like, the writing involved with, like, it was a shout out to Get Out in the sense that, like, you can have a black movie that isn't just a black movie with black characters and focusing on. Yeah, I mean, like, this is like it's focusing on our social ills in a horror film that's also a comedy, and it was it the first comedy that was or like it won an Academy Award this year as a comedy, and like that
shit wasn't funny.
Yeah, man. It was put in there as a comedy or whatever.
I agree with you.
But, like, he won these awards where other like fucking Tyler Perry ain't fucking winning any goddamn Academy Awards,
this was in no way an endorsement of Tyler Perry. I mean, get your money, fam. So before we go, who would be, if you had a celebrity wish list of individuals that you have not been able to interview yet?
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
Give us your top 5 on the way out of here.
Okay, so my top 5 is Issa Rae.
Okay.
Angela Rye.
Okay.
Who's Angela Rye?
Angie Martinez.
Shout out to Angie. I grew up with Angie.
Angela Rye be giving it to
I don't watch CNN.
Yeah.
She be giving it.
She
makes CNN digestible.
Oh yeah.
Like she give it to me.
Yeah, she does. And Trey Songz, and my #1 pick, because I'm his biggest fan.
Trey Songz
is Kevin Hart. I love Kevin Hart.
Okay. All right. I kind of want to. We got time. I just want to. So I do want to approach this Trey Songz thing. How we feeling about him? Because there's been some accusations about
Pretty
him.
sure Trey Songz slept with my ex. I'm pretty sure my ex cheated on me with Trey Songz.
Why you say that?
Hey, she
It's
was
not
at a Trey,
cheating.
she was at a Trey Songz
That's not
concert.
cheating.
That's not
fam.
cheating?
She was at a
No.
She was at a Trey Songz concert. And then her phone went dead. She was like, "Yo, we're in VIP with Trey Songz. We
That's
got
not
backstage."
cheating.
And then the phone went dead, and I was like,
Bro, that's not cheating. She
That-
just
You had to let her
I
have
was
that.
like, "That was
you
it."
got stunted on by Trey, but she didn't cheat on you.
Yeah, I was like, yo, bro. When it happened, I was like, I just
You
was
gotta
like,
let it go.
It is what it. Like, I mean, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I actually felt a little. I was like, well, I mean, shit. At least my girl was bad enough
To get Trey Songz.
To get Trey Songz.
That's a real nigga mentality.
I was just
man.
like, because like, I
Look
ain't-
who I've been walking around with. She Trey Songz, but she ready. You feel me?
She got Trey
She
serenaded.
was on his side of the bed. Them all through in college, I used to have I was sleeping
Oh
with
my
this one
gosh.
girl, and she had a fucking big ass poster of Dwayne Wade shirtless above her bed, and I couldn't make her take it down because you know what I mean, I kind of he just won the championship a couple years. Like, I feel you. Like, if D Wade came in this dorm room right now, and it was between me and him, you know, I know we shared a lot of moments, but.
I just want that same energy reciprocated. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like-
I just want that. Yeah, I mean, when a Rihanna come through, yeah, it just
Hey,
is what it-
listeners, if y'all could let us, is it cheating if it's with a celebrity?
Yeah.
Do you take her? Like, did you take her back?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
And I was
cool.
like it was like, so what you like? What happened? And she said some shit, and I just was like, I don't even want to dig any further. That's what you gave me. What you told me. And that's what it is.
If I
I'll
was in a
accept that.
relationship and I got with Trey Songz, he would just have to chalk that up.
Yeah,
too.
I
I mean,
feel like
you gotta eat that.
I feel like in a
That's
relationship
like a
you
once
should.
in a lifetime
yeah.
opportunity.
you gotta
know?
get to Trey Songz level, fam.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
be mad.
I
Like,
feel like in a relationship you should have like a list. Yeah, I mean, like if in situations,
What hall passes you?
Well, yeah. I mean, you gotta have a pass, bro.
I mean, you ain't even gotta give me your list. Like, it's gotta be understood. Like, all right, Trey Songz, yes, but you can't run off with the dream. Like, hold on.
yeah.
Like, the
Now you-
dream can't be rocking that thing. Like, hold the fuck up. Like,
Now you a groupie. Yeah, I mean, now you just a groupie. Like, come on. I mean, but you know, like Will Smith. You see what I'm saying?
oh, but shit.
Hey.
I'll hold the camera. Shit. What you need, Will? I done heard about you, fam.
I heard Jada was
heard- yeah, I heard about y'all.
I'm gonna be mad that you ain't. Yeah, I mean, throw Jada my way. That's what I'm
Shit,
saying.
they
Like,
just put pictures of Jada's mom out there. Shit, she'd come too. I'm like,
yeah, man. You listen, man. If my girl had, like, say, a Brad Pitt or some shit like that, I don't love her enough. I clearly don't love her enough if I were to deny her that opportunity. Yeah, I mean,
you
like-
know what, Brad? I don't know if Brad Pitt. I think it's just who my woman is, though. You know what I mean?
well,
Like,
your woman, I don't think your
I
woman
don't-
would go for
yeah,
Brad
like
Pitt.
that,
but I'm
that's-
saying you're talking about the level of motherfucking shit that happens. It
Yeah.
just, as I'm saying, the Brad Pitt. I mean,
Yeah.
the motherfucker. He is who he is. So, yeah, I don't think you love him, motherfucker.
I think I gotta make. See, I don't think she gotta make the list. I think I gotta make the list and be real with myself about. All right, so like, look, you know, D Wade I already accepted. LeBron, you know what I mean? Like,
you gotta
Trey, I let it go.
It's
Like-
gotta be a list, and that's what just basically it. So if you Google that shit and you say what list celebrity it is, and it's a B, then we done. Yeah, what I mean, but if it's an A list, if they got paparazzi, then I can understand. That's really the standard. If they was getting chased on the way out, I can understand it. But if not, then what is we? Yeah, I mean,
don't
where's
know,
we
because
at?
how do you define paparazzi?
Because
Because
the-
Paige been running down on people for years. She been running down on motherfuckers. So now you gonna give you because she
Soul
done ran
Child
the
don't
music.
make the list.
He don't make the list.
Soul Child don't make
No,
the
he don't
list.
make the list.
He don't make the list.
Music Soul Child come in. La, 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 la.
While
This motherfucker got some hits.
While I could understand it, I still am not going to get at.
I might have to give it up to music because I've made up with a woman over music
know
Soul
what
Child
that
song. He
means. So
changed
if
the woman's
if you-
feeling about me. Ain't no, oh, we ain't together no more.
So if they are on the Love soundtrack, do they get a pass?
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. If they're on your fuck tape,
What you think? If they on the love side, not the fuck tape. If they, because now you got, that's a whole nother bag of things we gotta get into. But if they on the, we want. So if a person, if a music Soul Child, if someone, even a motherfucker Keith Sweat, like if they on the love soundtrack, are they passable?
Is that what the standard is?
Because to be on the Love soundtrack, that means you can.
That's pretty.
Lopez, I mean, like if you've
that's important.
If
that's
you've made love to them, and with the music in the background, do they get a pass?
I would say generally speaking, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say
does it work both ways?
Yeah. Do it work both ways?
Because
Ashanti,
oh
man,
shit,
baby. Yo, when that shit does,
in my
bones.
You think she's an A-list?
I don't think she's A-list. I'm just saying the motherfuckers that I've made love to.
You think
that
she's
baby,
A-list?
like. Oh no, I would.
Ashanti keep it right.
Yeah, she's been
and
right.
I got this Jones woman in my bones.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I've made love to a lot of Ashanti. So while she may not be A-list, she's on the Love soundtrack. So does she get that pass?
If you said Jennifer Lopez,
she's not
then
A-list
you get a pass.
She's not an A-list celebrity. So that's what I'm saying. So
What Jennifer Lopez song you singing? You ain't
but J-Lo's an A-lister.
Ain't nobody making love to J-Lo. And like not to her music.
Pride is what you had, baby. Like all the J-Lo songs, it's a dude jumping in rapping. Like,
yeah, that's what makes it. She a white girl to the black dude jump in and like, tan it out. Like,
and she made in Manhattan. I had to go see that shit with a shorty in high school. I'm so mad at Jennifer Lopez. That fucking Made in Manhattan. I had to pay non-matinee prices for that shit and walk to that theater.
Oh my God.
Made in Manhattan. Mad as shit at her.
Oh, hey, listen, if you're listening, man, and you're listening to this show, tell us what your rules are, man. Tell us how you feel.
Let us know. We need y'all to, like, when we be talking shit,
Who
man,
are
let
your
us know
celebrities that you deserve a pass?
Yeah, what's the rule? What's the pass rule on celebrities? Because, are you going by the Love soundtrack? Or are you going by the A-B-list celebrity type thing? I mean, because like I said, Ashanti ain't an A-list celebrity, but she's on the Love soundtrack. You see what I'm saying? Like same thing with Love Love Soul Child.
And she's just a baddie. She just
thank you.
Music.
Are we ignoring the fact that she's just bad as fuck?
Yeah. But I mean,
like she just bad as fuck.
Yeah,
I forgave her for
ridiculous.
Some of these dumbass songs she put out. I'm so happy. That's not a good song. You a grown ass woman. I'm who gives a fuck? But she did make Always on Time with Ja Rule. Can we just give a shout out to Ja Rule for being dope as fuck?
Ja Rule
Did he make? He was. Come on, man. You not Ja Rule.
So okay. So then you gotta look at like if they were A-list at some point, do they still count as A-list? Because Ja Rule was A-list.
Ja Rule
for a
made
minute,
some hits,
but now he ain't so much. So now it's like
he did a whole Grease music video. And it was with Ashanti.
Ja Rule changed the industry, man. That sing-songy shit. And it's funny because 50 Cent came in and murdered him because he was singing.
And then made 21 Questions.
Yeah.
And then made 20. And then made Candy Shot with fucking Olivia. Another dude. He made Candy Shot with another dude. Same shit.
Yo. Yeah. He's a hustler.
I fucks with 50 for that.
Yeah,
it's kind of fucked up that he did it, but I do fuck with 50 for that.
Yeah, that's a business. Yeah,
50 ain't on your list. He's like a fun motherfucker.
Yeah, 50's on the list. 50's on the
with
list.
the
all right, cool.
face down though, hands up.
Yeah, he's on the list.
I don't know how it is for women, because like with dudes, if they got an ugly face, you got to put them in the face of the pillow.
Yeah.
How's it for dudes? Like for
It's
women,
the same.
It's the same.
It's the same. It's the same.
You put a pillow over his face.
I like to feel like I've never been put in that situation.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone.
You always got to have a hat on or something like that.
Yeah, keep your hat on, your chain on,
I keep your chain and they got fucking the ski mask like Plies. They got a ski mask on like Plies.
Oh, man.
God damn.
Oh,
Wrecked up from the neck up. Like.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I gotta pause that or not. I feel like I do. Man, we done had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
talking.
This was fun.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Seriously, thank you.
We gotta get Paige to one of our events. We got her at the cast, so the
Well,
cast is now
clearly-
officially popping.
Clear we got it. Now the cast is popping. We gotta get a live events popping. We're doing this Fresh Fest thing. I just wanted to throw that out there or whatever. It's the first Black Brew Festival in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
It's coming out. We got about 10 brewers coming in, Black brewers coming in. We got 20 brewers from around the city. They're collaborating with black artists and entrepreneurs to present a unique beer at the festival. It'll be crazy. It's down at Threadbare, August 11th. So if you're looking for tickets, you can find it on freshfest.com. Freshfestbeerfest.com. We really be drinking on this motherfucker. So if I'm just
because drinking at 9%, I was taking it easy.
Yeah,
5.5, but I'm about to go crazy on the second
shout out
episode.
to Mindful. You know what I mean? Like, but again, we got press passes, and you clearly fit into that press pass.
Can I do one more question before
let me
we
get
go?
a press pass.
Got to do one last
It's your
question
podcast,
before we go.
bro. Yeah, man, shit.
How powerful is the press pass?
It's powerful.
Like and how do you present it? Like
The
physically, how
wordplay.
do you present it?
The wordplay, especially depending on which press pass I use.
Okay.
Like if I come up on the scene like, yeah, I'm with Baller Alert, check me out.
Ooh. But depending on who, because some, depending on where you are, they might not be hip to
It's
Baller
like,
Alert.
oh, here's Baller Alert. They might let you in. Oh, here's the Tribune Review. Let me in.
Okay.
You
But
know?
how is it a physical pass? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
so
a
how
real pass.
you pull that out? Like, do you flip it like the detective
I
that
just
you're
pull
doing?
it out like this.
Oh, you slapping on tape? Here we go.
I just have
know
it
who
in my
you
hand,
fucking
like,
with.
yeah.
What? What you
There I
try-
go right there. That's me, yeah.
Somebody try to test your gangster and you pull out, nah, I'm here. Nah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Read it. Nah, feel that.
It's
That's
all
authentic.
about the wordplay. You got to know who to use at what event, what to say, when to say it, how to say it,
That shit laminated. It's on
Yeah,
resume
like,
paper.
yep,
Okay, I like that. I like that. Give me a motherfucking press pass. I'll be for the Pit News and shit. I got a press pass. The Pit Panther Weekly.
It's an independent.
The Gateway High School paper. Here we go. I got a press pass. This shit on the trifold. That shit look like a cabaret flyer. If you want to read. Pull that shit out like it's an obituary. That motherfucker on an 8x11 and it's my press pass. It's got my whole history on it. All right, man. Let the people know where they can find you if they don't already know.
Okay, so follow me on Instagram at Front Page Me. That's Page with an I. And also check out my website, which is www.
Hold on. Let me just run that back because, like, I mean, you gotta spell that shit for the shit. You
Okay.
get it like Page with an I. They'd be like, they'll put the I any motherfucking where. I don't think. Hey.
Okay, so let me rewind that. So again, follow me on Instagram at Front Page Me. That is FRONTPAIGME. And also check out my website, which is www.frontpageme.com. And if you want any media coverage, if you're interested in me covering your event, because summertime now is about to be litty outside, feel free to shoot me a DM, email me. All my information is in my bio on the website and on my Instagram as well.
They let the people know where they can find it.
Oh, man, you can find us everywhere, man. If you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. You can find us June 16th with Alex Sapula at Arcade Comedy Theater at arcadecomedytheater.com. You can find us June 30th with Norlex Belma at Comptra Theater at comtratheater.ticketleap.com. And you can catch us August 11th at Threadbare Cider House, Fresh Fest Beer Festival, the first black beer festival in Pittsburgh, putting that on with black brew culture. And you can find us at freshfestbeerfest.com.
Yeah, man. We want to shout out to Front Page Me for coming in. We
Thank
official
you.
now.
Yeah.
Came chill with us, and we
Yeah,
were
Y'all
cool.
got the official stamp.
We got
today.
the stamp, and she acknowledges.
It's a hologram
And
stand.
she
or what? It's
acknowledges
shiny
that
and
she
shit.
stamped us. Like, it's no, in a very humble way, said, no, I'm a stamp, y'all. I can do that. I've made it to the point where I can stamp y'all. And shout out to Mike Potter. He's in the building, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Black Brew
Black
Culture.
Brew Culture, the building, as always, you know what I mean? We trying to bring that shit out. Come out to Fresh Fest, man. Come out, be the change that you want to see. We trying to do something different in the city. Hold on. I got to do my tagline. Drinking Partners is the crew. Epic Cast is the family. And we out here.